welcome to another On Deck Baseball gameplay video. We're going to be diving back into our King of the Hill tournament featuring the newest version of the game, On Deck Baseball Pro. In the last game, the 1934 Pittsburgh Crawfords took out the Game 1 winner, the 1985 Ball Club from St. Louis. And today, those same Pittsburgh Crawfords will be moving on to Game 3 and facing their new opponent, the 1962 San Francisco Ball Club. This San Francisco Ball Club features a lot of star-studded power. Got Harvey Kuhn leading off, Chuck Hiller batting second, Felipe Alou, Willie Mays, the Say Hey Kid batting fourth, a young Willie McCovey, Orlando Cepeda, Ed Bailey, Jim Davenport, Jose Pagan. This is a team filled with Hall of Famers. On the mound for the 1962 San Francisco team is going to be Billy Odell. In 1962, he went 19-14 with a 3.53 ERA. And he'll be facing off against Leroy Matlock of 1934 Pittsburgh Crawfords. Matlock, a 3.9 ERA, a 4-4 record. Not as many games played or appearances in that season as these major leaguers, but the stats are hit or miss. And the complete games for him is 5, so he can go pretty deep into the game. 5 stamina, 3 endurance. The Crawfords do carry their fatigue into the game, so we see that Page and Hunter need some rest. Page needs a lot of rest, 5 days of rest, while Hunter needs 1 game of rest, 1 day of rest. And we're going to go ahead and dive into this at Game 3. I'm kind of excited about this one. I like Willie Mays, who doesn't, Say Hey Kid, taking on some of his counterparts from the Negro Leagues, Cool Papa Bell. And the other thing, Josh Gibson is out of this game, unfortunately. He did suffer a concussion in the last game, so he is not going to be starting for the Pittsburgh Crawfords. That's going to be a huge loss for them. As always, I'm going to do my little chart here for the pitcher. Matlock is a lefty, go 5 innings, and he has a 3.3. And let's go ahead and play ball and get this one rolling. So Leroy Matlock on the mound. Harvey Kuhn will be leading off. Kuhn is a righty. Matlock is a lefty, and it's going to be +1 on the roll for the first batter of the game. And we have a pitcher's card. 7-5 is going to be a walk. So Kuhn is aboard with a leadoff walk. That's going to bring up Chuck Hiller. Hiller is a lefty, so it's lefty versus lefty on a matchup, a -1 on the roll. That is going to be a batter's card for Hiller. 5-3 is a ground out, possible double play. That ground ball goes to the second baseman. Second baseman is Williams. He is a 3. So 3 trying to get Kuhn at second. He does get him. That is a 4-6. On the turn, we have the shortstop. Morney is a 2. And Hiller does not beat it out the first. A 4-6-3 double play to begin the ball game. Felipe Alou now coming up. Part of those Alou brothers, those famous Alou brothers. A great season for him. 25 home runs, batted .316. And he is the next batter against Leroy Matlock. He is a righty against the lefty, so it's going to be +2 on the roll. That is going to be a batter's card for Alou. 9-7, and we have a walk. Matlock's second walk of the game. Comes with 2 outs. And here comes the Say Hey Kid, Willie Mays. Willie Mays batted .304, 49 jacks in 1962. Had 18 stolen bases, a true 5-tool player. And he is a righty going against the lefty. It's +2 on him as well. That's going to be a batter's card for the Say Hey Kid. Let's see if he can do some damage here. 9-5 is a walk. So now we have first and second with 2 away, and the only base runners have come off of 3 walks. And here comes Willie McCovey. The only difficulty they had in San Francisco is trying to figure out where to play him in the field. Not the greatest outfielder. Couldn't put him at first base because you had Cepeda. Obviously, they found him some playing time, though. He is a lefty, so it's lefty versus lefty. It's equal on the roll. That's going to be a pitcher's card. And 6-8 is a flyout. So McCovey's going to fly out to end the top of the first. Flies out to right field. That will do it for 1962 San Francisco. And we're going to head over, make our little chart here for the Crawfords. Odell is a lefty thrower. He can go 5 innings. He's going to go deep in the ball game. He's a 3-3 as well. So that makes it a little easier figuring out pitcher-batter confrontation. It's going to be +2 on the roll for Cool Papa Bell. That's going to be a batter's card. 6-2 is going to be a ground out, though. And that ground out goes to second, a 4-3. Bill Perkins now coming up. Perkins is a righty. It's going to be equal on the roll. It's going to be a pitcher's card. 10-4 is a flyout to right field. I'll bring up Vic Harris. A lefty versus lefty matchup here. +1 on the roll. That's going to be a batter's card for Harris. 10-7 is a double. Harris gets into scoring position with 2 away, bringing up Oscar Charleston, who's going to have to carry the offense with Josh Gibson out for this game. It's going to be a +1 on the roll. That's going to be a batter's card for Charleston. 10-2 is a walk. So first and second now 2 away, and Judy Johnson coming up to the plate. Not a whole lot of power. Got some extra base hits in there, though, so we'll see if he can drive in to run. It's equal on the roll. That's going to be a batter's card for Johnson. 9-2 is a flyout, however, and a flyout goes to left, and that is going to do it for the top of the first as the Crawfords go down. That will bring up the top of the first with Orlando Cepeda coming up. Great season for him. 306 batting average, 35 home runs against Matlock. It is going to be an equal roll here. That's going to be a pitcher's card. 4-1 is a strikeout. Ed Bailey doing the catching duties for San Francisco. It is lefty versus lefty, -2. It's going to be a pitcher's card. 6-2 is a pop-out to second baseman. Matlock looking a little better here in the second inning. 2 away quickly. It's going to be a +1 on the roll. That's going to be a batter's card for Jim Davenport, the third baseman, batting 8th in the lineup. 6-2 is a ground out. Ground out to shortstop, 6-3. So Matlock with a much better inning there as he sets them down in order. And we'll head over to the Crawfords in the bottom of the second. Chester Williams leading off is a righty. It's going to be +2 on the roll. That's going to be a batter's card for Chester Williams. 9-3 is a walk. Lots of walks so far in this game. And Leroy Morney coming up with a man on first. He's a switch hitter. It's going to be -1. That is a batter's card for Morney. 8-1 is another walk. First and second, nobody out. Clarence Palm getting the catching duty since Josh Gibson is out with a concussion. He is a righty. He's going to be -1. That's going to be a batter's card. Let's see if Palm can do some damage here. 10-5 is a flyout to left field. 1 away. Jimmy Crutchfield now stepping up to the plate. He is a lefty. It's equal on the roll. It's going to be a pitcher's card. And a flyout to right. 2 away. So just as quickly as they get 2 men on board, we have 2 outs now. And Cool Papa Bell trying to do the damage here. Switch hitter. It's going to be +2 on the roll. That is going to be a batter's card. 4-4 though. Looks like it's going to be a ground out to first base. So 3-1 will end the inning. And that does it for the Crawfords in the bottom of the second. San Francisco coming up now here in the top of the third. Jose Pagan coming up. Very good field in shortstop. Not much in the power department, but a good overall hitter. And he'll go facing Leroy Matlock here to lead off the top of the third. It's going to be equal roll. That is going to be a batter's card for Pagan. 6-4 is a ground out to third base. And that's going to bring us back up to the top of the order. Harvey Kuhn stepping to the plate. He is reached on a walk in the top of the first to lead off the game. +1 on the roll. That's going to be a batter's card. 7-4 is a ground out to the shortstop. 2 away pretty quick here as Chuck Hiller will step up to the batter's box. -1 on the roll. That's going to be a batter's card. 3-3 is a ground out to first baseman. A 3-1 will end the inning. We got 2-3 up, 3 down innings, and we're going to get to roll on the positive poise here to see if Matlock gets an increase. We roll a 4. He does not get an increase. And that will bring us to the bottom of the third. Bill Perkins leading off. Perkins 0 for 1 in the game, flew out to right the first inning. He's going to be an equal roll. That's going to be a pitcher's card. 6-4 is a ground out to third base. Vic Harris now stepping up to the plate. He is 1 for 1. Has he only hit in the ball game? A double in the first inning. +1 on the roll. That's going to be a batter's card for Harris. 4-3 is a ground out. Weak dribbler to the catcher. Shoots over to first base as Bailey gets the out. And now Oscar Charleston coming up. He walked in the first inning. It's going to be +1 on the roll. That's going to be a pitcher's card. 10-2 is a flyout to right field, and that's going to do it. 3 away in the bottom of third, and now we'll go back up to San Francisco, getting into the dangerous part of the lineup here for San Francisco as Felipe Alou will lead off against Matlock. He is right. He's going to be +2. That's going to be a batter's card on Alou. 10-9. Red 10, blue 9 is a home run, a solo shot, as Felipe Alou gets the first hit for San Francisco and the first run as he hits a solo home run to lead off the top of the fourth. That is going to bring up Say Hey Kid Willie Mays now up. Going to be +2 on the roll. That's going to be a batter's card for Willie. 9-5 is a walk. I think Willie Mays is dancing over on first. He's going to try and get the jump to see if we can get a runner into scoring position. Hold runners on Matlock is a 2. Jump on Mays is a 4. It's a +2 on that. Does not get the jump. He will be staying at first as Matlock is holding a runner. That's going to bring up McCovey. McCovey had 20 home runs and batted .293 in 1962. And it's going to be equal on the roll. It's going to be a pitcher's card. 3-1 is going to be a strikeout. McCovey down on strikes. 1 away. And let's see if we can get the jump this time. It's going to be +2 on a jump. He does get it. The catcher, Palm, who's not that great of an arm, is a 2. For Mays, see if he can get into scoring position here. A 9. And Mays gunned down, caught stealing as the backup catcher for the Crawfords guns him down. That could be big time there as it's going to help the Crawfords get out of the inning. Orlando Cepeda, he could have had a man on, but now he's batting with nobody on. It's going to be equal roll. It's going to be batter's card for Cepeda. 4-3 is a ground out. That's going to do it for San Francisco. Back to the pitcher. I'll bring up the Crawfords and Judy Johnson. Johnson 0 for 1, flew out to left in the first inning. It's going to be equal roll. It's going to be a pitcher's card. 6-6 is a flyout to left. Second time he's flown out to left in the game. Chester Williams coming up. It's going to be +2 on the roll. It's going to be a pitcher's card. 8-7, a base hit. So Williams is aboard with 1 away. And Leroy Morney coming up. -1 on the roll. That's going to be a batter's card for Morney. 2-1 though is a strikeout, 2 away. And Clarence Palm coming up. Gunned down Willie Mays. Probably the highlight of his career there. -1 is going to be a batter's card. 8-3 is a flyout, and that will end the inning as he flies out to center. Both these pitchers have staminas of 5, so each one can go into the 5th inning without having to roll on their fatigue chart. I'll bring up Ed Bailey leading off in the top of the 5th. It's going to be -2. That's going to be a batter's card for Bailey. Bailey has some pop, but it's going to be a situation. So we're going to have to roll on a situation matrix here to see what kind of play goes down. 5-1. It's going to be on center field. We're going to go roll one die to see which of these situation occurs. We have a 5. Center fielder chases after short fly ball hit by the batter. If center fielder's defensive rating plus the roll is less than 7, fielder makes great basket catch. If no catch made, ball falls in for a single and all base runners advance one base. There are nobody on base. Cool Papa Bell is given chase. His fielding is a -3. We're going to roll one die and subtract 3 from it. We do. It's a 6, and that is a fly out to center as Cool Papa Bell makes a running basket catch for the first out of the top of the 5th. Now I'll bring up Jim Davenport, third baseman now. He's going to be a +1. It's going to be a batter's card for Davenport. 7-5 is a ground ball plus. We're going to see where that goes and see if he can get a grounder into the hole. It is going to go. It's a little dribbler up the line. The catcher, Palm, is going after it. He is a 2-arm on Davenport's wrist to first. Let's see if he can beat out the play. A 9. He does not. Palm with another solid play as he gets the weak ball over to Charleston at first base for the second out of the inning. And now it's going to bring up Pagan. He is a equal roll here on the pitcher's card. 9-9 is a double. Pagan doubles for just the second hit for San Francisco. And we have a man on second in scoring position, 2 away, with Harvey Kuhn coming up to the plate. He did have a little bit of pop. He has 10 home runs on the season, batted .304. Good on-base percentage on that card. It is going to be a +1 on the roll. That's going to be a batter's card. See if Kuhn can do some damage. 9-4 is a base hit. Pagan's going to come around to score. Kuhn's standing on first base with an RBI single as San Francisco takes a 2-0 lead, and Chuck Hiller coming up. It is -1 on the roll. That's going to be a pitcher's card. 9-2 is a walk. Matlock in some trouble here. First and second, 2 outs, and Felipe Alou coming up. Dangerous part of the order for San Francisco coming here. +2 on the roll. That's going to be a batter's card for Alou. 8-6 is a walk. Bases are loaded. And not the guy you want to see coming to the plate if you're the opposition. Say, hey kid, bases are juiced. Willie Mays at the plate. It is a +2. That is a batter's card on Willie Mays. Can he do it? 9-8. Home run. That is a grand slam for Willie Mays. And he put San Francisco up 6-0. A grand slam home run, 4 RBIs for Willie Mays, as he has put San Francisco way out in front. We're going to now have to roll on Matlock on the sad face chart as he has given up 6 runs. We'll have to roll twice on him as it's every 3 runs scored. 9 is a -1. He's down to a 2-2. If we get another -1, he has to come out of the game. A 4 is not, so he can stay in, but the damage has been done as there is 2 away, and the San Francisco team is now up 6-0. Willie McCovey coming up. It's now going to be a +1 on the roll. That is a batter's card for McCovey. 7-6 is a base hit. The inning continues, and Orlando Cepeda coming up with a man on and 2 away. +1 on the roll. That's going to be a batter's card for Cepeda. 10-8. Blue 10, red 8. Oh, so close, but that is a single. McCovey gets over to third as he was running on contact, and we now have to move our innings over as we have batted around here in the top of the 5th. Matlock just trying to get out of this inning. Ed Bailey, who led off the inning with a fly out to center, steps up to the plate. It's going to be a -1. That is going to be a pitcher's card. Can Matlock get out of it? A 1-1 is a strikeout. And that will do it. But the damage done here as Willie Mays makes contact for a grand slam, putting the Giants San Francisco team up 6-0. Odell now coming up with a huge lead, feeling comfortable as he's going to take on Crutchfield for the first batter of the bottom of the fifth. It's going to be equal on the roll here. It's going to be a pitcher's card. 3-3 is a strikeout. Going back up to the top of the order, Cool Papa Bell now at the plate. He has a +2 on the roll. That's going to be a batter's card. 9-4 is a flyout to center. 2 away. Bill Perkins now up. He's 0 for 2 in the game. It's equal roll. That is a batter's card. 8-6 is a walk. That extends the inning for Vic Harris to come to the plate. +1. Batter's card for Harris. 5-1 is a line out. And that will do it here. Right back to the pitcher. So now with that, Matlock, he is down to a 2-2. I think we're going to have to pull him. Let's see who we have here to come in for Pittsburgh. Looks like Roosevelt Davis will come in, handling the pitching duties, taking over for Matlock, who had a very rough outing. A lot of walks early on, and then allowed that grand slam by Willie Mays. I'm going to make a new chart here. Davis is a righty. He can go 3 innings. We needed some long-term relief here to get through the rest of the game. And he will be taking on Jim Davenport, first batter of his outing. It's going to be a it's going to be equal on the roll. It's going to be a pitcher's card. 10-4 is a flyout. Snuck it in there. Flyout to left field. Pagan coming up. He started that rally back in last inning, doubling with 2 outs. And he is now going to be equal roll. It's a pitcher's card. 5-4 is a ground out. Third base. Going to head back up to the top of the order now. Harvey Kuhn. That's a great picture. I like that one. Harvey Kuhn up with 2 away. It's going to be equal on the roll. That's going to be a batter's card for Kuhn. And 7-3 is a ground out. So Davis comes in and gets a 1-2-3 inning in the top of the 6th. Odell still pitching good. We're going to go ahead and roll on him as we have hit 5 innings. Going into the 6th here, he has a very good column. A 5 is no change. So Odell still at full strength. And that's going to be going up against Charleston, the first batter here in the bottom of the 6th. +1. That's going to be a batter's card for Charleston. 5-1 though is a ground out to the pitcher, 1-3. Judy Johnson now coming up to the plate. Righty versus lefty. It's going to be equal on the roll. That's going to be a pitcher's card. 7-5 is a ground out to third. Chester Williams up now. He's 1 for 1, single and a walk in the ball game. Going to be +2 here on the roll. That is a batter's card. 8-5, red 8, is a ground out to third base. 5-3, and that will do it in the bottom of the 6th. Davis going into his 2nd inning of work here. Chuck Hiller coming up to the plate. Lefty versus righty. It's going to be a +2 on the roll. That is just a pitcher's card. 8-1 is a flyout to center. Felipe Alou now coming up. He is 1 for 1 with a solo shot in the 4th to put San Francisco on the board. He also has 2 walks and has scored 2 runs. And it is an +1 on the roll. That's going to be a batter's card for Alou. 6-1 is a situation. We're going to have to go ahead and roll on our situation matrix and see what happens here. 7-3 is on center field again. Gonna roll 1 die. We got a 10. Center fielder chases after short fly ball hit by the batter. If center fielder's rating plus roll is less than 5, fielder makes a great basket catch. So it's pretty much the same play, except now it gets a little bit harder to make that play. Cool Papa Bell is a 3. We're going to apply that to the roll, and it is less again. So Cool Papa Bell getting some work in the outfield and making another spectacular basket catch. And with 2 away, that's going to bring up the Crawford killer. Say Hey Kid Willie Mays hit that grand slam back in the 5th. And let's see how this outing goes. It's going to be equal on the roll now. That is a pitcher's card. 8-1 is a line out. So finally they get Mays out as he lines out to shortstop. He's now 1 for 2 in the ball game. That grand slam and 2 walks. Odell coming into the bottom of the 7th. We're going to go ahead and roll on him. A 5 is a -1. So his ratings will go down a little bit. He's now at 2-2. And that's going to bring up Morney, who's now going to have an equal roll. It's going to be a batter's card. 8-7 is a ground out to second base. If we can get a 1-2-3 in and a roll on Odell, that would be really good for San Francisco. It's going to be equal roll here on Palm. It's going to be a pitcher's card. 6-2 is a pop out to third base. Jimmy Crutchfield now coming up with 2 away. -1. Sorry, +1, but it's going to be a batter's card anyway on Crutchfield. 7-5 is a ground out plus. We're going to see where that ground out goes to. It's going to first base. So first baseman Cepeda making a diving play, going to try and get it over to Odell for the play. His arm is a 2. Crutchfield on a risk first base. Got a 70% chance of beating this one out. A 1, but he does not. Cepeda with a fantastic play, making the out for the 3rd out of the inning. 2 consecutive 1-2-3 innings there, and we get to roll on the poise chart for Odell. 2, he does get it. He's back up to a 3-3. That could be huge if he's going for the complete game. And now we're going to go over to San Francisco, and Willie McCovey will be leading off here in the top of the 8th. It's going to be, let's see, +2 on the roll. That's going to be a pitcher's card. 5-4 is a ground out for McCovey. He'll ground out. A little dribbler to the catcher. Palm making the play. Cepeda now up. Made that fantastic play to end the inning, last inning. And he is a righty, so it's going to be +1 on the roll. That is going to be a batter's card for Cepeda. A 1-1, though, is a strikeout. And Ed Bailey will be up. Now this could be possibly the 3rd 1-2-3 inning on Davis here. And he would get an automatic +1 if he does get that. So we have a +2 on the roll. That's going to be a batter's card. 6-2 is a line out to second base, and we get a +1. He is now a 2-4 for Davis. Now we're heading back over to the bottom of the 8th. Odell has been cruising along, and we are going to have to roll on him, and we will. 3rd inning past his work is a -1, so that does help. Well, it doesn't help, but the last one when he got the increase did help, and he just goes right back down to a 2-2. But we are in the bottom of the 8th, and Cool Papa Bell leading off. San Francisco up 6-0. He is a lefty, so it's going to be +3. That's going to be a batter's card for Bell. 4-1 is a ground out to second base. Bill Perkins now the batter. It's going to be +1 on the roll. That's going to be a pitcher's card. 7-7. That's going to be a walk. That's going to break up the consecutive 1-2-3 innings. We will not have an automatic on Odell. And that's going to bring up Vic Harris, 1 for 3 in the ball game with a double in the 1st. And it's going to be +2. That's going to be a batter's card on Harris. 8-6 is a base hit. Just the 3rd hit of the ball game for Crawfords. Perkins will move over to second. And then we now 1st and 2nd with Oscar Charleston up. +2. That's a batter's card on Charleston. 2-1 is a strikeout. Big strikeout there for Odell. 2 away now with 2 men on, and Judy Johnson comes to the plate. A +1 on a roll. That is a batter's card. 10-10 is a triple. Oh, wow. And the Crawfords get through 2 runs back. 2 RBI triple for Judy Johnson. And damage is coming for the Crawfords as Odell gives up 2 runs here in the bottom of the 8th. He's still good though. Don't have to roll on him until he gives up that 3rd run. We're going to keep him going. Chester Williams now to the plate. +3 on the roll. Batter's card. 8-6 is a ground out. He'll get out of this one. 4-3 will end the inning. And now we go to the top of the 9th. And Jim Davenport leading off against Roosevelt. Roosevelt has pitched 3 innings. His stamina is a 3, which means we have to roll on his chart now. We will. 8 is a -1, so he is down to a 1-3 now. After he took that increase last inning. Davenport is a righty. It's going to be equal on the roll. That's going to be a batter's card for Davenport. 9-8 is a double. Davenport with its first hit of the game, and he's on second base with nobody out. And Pagan coming up, going to be equal on the roll. That's going to be a batter's card for Pagan. He is 1 for 3 in the ball game. A 5-2 is a ground out. Let's see if he advances a runner. He does not, as the ground ball goes to shortstop. I'll bring up the top of the order now for the San Francisco Ball Club. Harvey Kuhn coming up. It's going to be equal on the roll. It's going to be a pitcher's card. 4-4 is a ground ball. Let's see if he advances a runner this time. Third base, he does not. 5-3, 2 away, man on second. Chuck Hiller coming up. He's 0 for 3. Did score on a walk when he came across the plate on that grand slam by Mays. A lefty, he is going to be +2 on a roll. That's going to be a batter's card for Hiller. 6-2 is a line out. That's going to do it here for San Francisco as he lines out to second base. Odell now in the bottom of the 9th. You know what? We're going to try and go for the complete game. I feel like back then they probably would have, given that he has a 4-run lead. And 1, 2, 3. It's going to be on his 4th inning of work. It does get a little tougher here. If he gets a -2, he has to come out of the ball game. 7 is a no change. So he gets a no change. He can stay in the ball game and go for the complete game, as Leroy Morney will be leading off for the bottom of the 9th for the Pittsburgh Crawfords. It's going to be equal roll. That's going to be a batter's card. 8-4 is a flyout to center. 1 away. Clarence Palm coming up. It is equal. That's a batter's card for Palm. 1-8 is a ground out to short. And now Jimmy Crutchfield, representing the last out for the Crawford, steps up to the plate. And Odell looking to put it away. It's going to be a +1 on a roll. That's going to be a pitcher's card. 7-3 is a ground out, and that's going to do it as he grounds out to first base. A 3-1. The ball game is over, and the Crawfords are knocked out of the King of the Hill tournament as they go down 6-2. San Francisco, Willie Mays putting them ahead in the 5th, or actually adding to their lead as they went ahead in the 4th on a solo shot by Felipe Alou, and Mays added to the lead with that grand slam in the top of the 5th. So what a ball game, as Pittsburgh Crawfords are knocked out of King of the Hill. San Francisco will move on. We'll see who they face off next. And we're going to go ahead and run these stats real quick and see who our player of the game was, although I have a pretty good idea. Matlock's going to take the loss. Davis gets a no decision for the Crawfords. Matlock went 5 innings. Gave up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 hits. 6 runs, all of them earned. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 walks, and 2 of those walks were on base when Mays hit the grand slam, so the walks definitely hurt him. 1, 2, 3 Ks. 9, 18, 25 batters faced. Gave up 2 home runs. And Davis went 4 innings, gave up 1 hit, no runs, no walks. Davis actually pitched quite good. 13 batters faced. Now we go over to San Francisco and Billy O'Dell. He picks up the victory in complete game style. All 9 innings pitched. 1, 2, 3, 4 hits allowed, 2 runs. Coming on that triple by Judy Johnson in the bottom of the 8th. And gave up 3, 4, 5 walks while striking out 1, 2, 3 batters. And faced 9, 18, 27, 36 batters faced. No home runs allowed. So I think we got to give player of the game honors to 2 players in this game. Going to have to give it to Willie Mays, who hit a grand slam. He went 1 for 2, 4 RBIs and a run scored while walking twice. And Billy O'Dell, who pitched a complete game victory, allowing just 2 runs on 4 hits. So that will do it here for the King of the Hill tournament featuring the newest on-deck baseball game, On Deck Baseball Pro. If you have any questions or comments, please leave them below, and we will set up Game 4, and we'll see who the 1962 San Francisco Ball Club will be taking on next. As always, thank you for joining me. Hope you enjoyed the game, and we'll talk to you later.